Welcome to OGATV. Thank you for joining us for this important webisode discussion on workers' compensation. I'm Tom Jackson. I'm President and CEO of the Ohio Grocers Association, and it's my pleasure to introduce our guest today, Andre Bradley, Vice President of CareWorks Consultants, and Terry Case, CareWorks Program Director for the Ohio Grocers Association's Workers' Compensation Program. We selected CareWorks as OGA's third-party administrator because they're the largest administrator of workers' compensation programs in the entire state of Ohio. And they are an Ohio-based company, which is very important to us. I've asked Andre and Terry to share some key points about what our members need to consider when selecting a workers' compensation third-party administrator and program. What we want to accomplish today is we want to explain how important a third-party administrator, a TPA if you will, is to an employer and how that administrator group can truly benefit our members. So Andre and Terry, let me just say that we've really enjoyed working with you, and now I'd like you to take just a couple of minutes to share some important considerations for a workers' compensation program. Andre, if you will.
Tom, thank you very much. CareWorks Consultants, our team, really have enjoyed serving your members and working with your dedicated staff at OGA. And we appreciate the opportunity to talk a few minutes to your members about workers' compensation and how it may affect them. So let's talk about some of the basics of workers' comp in the state. As many of you know, the Bureau of Workers' Compensation, also known as the BWC, has made some significant changes over the last few years that have impacted the vast majority of Ohio employers. In fact, every employer that has at least one employee, as many of you again know, is required to carry workers' compensation coverage. Therefore, hundreds and thousands of employers have been impacted by some of these changes. The new rating period every year begins July 1st, and workers' comp premiums are paid every 6 months, and they're paid 6 months in arrears. Your members may see their change in workers' comp premium based on a number of different variables. One of those variables is payroll. As your payroll rises or comes down, so too will your premium. Your industry type impacts your workers' comp coverage, as does some of these other changes that occur with the BWC. Your group rating discount is going to be impacted by your claims experience as well. That may be one of the most important factors that will impact your bottom line. Lots of changes as we discussed, and significant changes. One of the most impactful changes would be the fact that your discounts have come down over the last several years from a high of 95% to today's high of 51%. In addition to that, the BWC has added what we call a break-even factor, which is essentially a tax that's been added to workers' comp premiums for some of Ohio's safest employers and those that are in group rating programs. We fought hard to make some changes to prevent some of these things from negatively impacting employers, along with the Grocers Association and other business partners, but to this point, the BWC has succeeded in making some of those negative changes. Let's talk about the selection of a third-party administrator in a workers' compensation program. That selection process can be difficult for many employers, so let's take just a minute to talk about some of the options that are available to you in that selection process. And some of the programs that are available. Terry, let's talk about some of those programs.
As you've mentioned, there's been a lot of changes, and it used to be that we would just look at group rating as one of our options, and that was it. We would take a look and we would get an upfront discount. Group rating is, you've got discounts ranging from a 20 to a 51% discount. You receive that on your payroll report every time you pay it, and it's been a relatively safe and easy program. But some of the changes that occurred in 2009, as you've indicated with all the changes, one of the new programs out there is called Group Retrospective Rating. And that I absolutely feel that everybody should understand and take a look at that. It's a program where the Bureau evaluates you after a 1-year period, and you can actually receive discounts that are higher than the 51% if your group is performing well. And we've put together several group retrospective rating programs that employers may be able to receive discounts in the future of 50 to 70%. So what we want to make sure is everybody understands group rating, group retro. Go ahead.
Well, Terry, let me make sure I understood you correctly. So an employer could get into a group retrospective rating program,
Yes,
and actually save more premium dollars than the historic and traditional group rating program.
absolutely. We just have to change our thinking. Instead of an upfront discount that we have on our payroll report, we can actually, if we're willing to wait over 1 year, we could actually receive a refund from the Bureau of Workers' Compensation if we perform well as a group. So the bottom line is just let everybody know that Group Retro is another program that we should be looking at every year.
Absolutely.
And then there's a lot of employers that find that they have a claim and all of a sudden they can't qualify for a traditional group. We ought to be looking at them for Group Retro. There's also a program called One Claim Program. If somebody has one significant claim that causes them to be out of a group rating program, they could actually get a 40% discount. So great program to look at. In 2009, the Bureau wanted to eliminate the high increases in premium where people were being removed from a group, so they started a new program called the 100% cap. And love this program. This is one where employers actually, the Bureau is minimizing the increase in premium if you find yourself removed from group. So that has been, again, a great program. A couple more that I want to just let you know that's out there, because this is all part of the evaluation process. Drug-Free Safety Program is a new program where you could receive a 4 or 7%, and it's a 3% we can stack onto group rating. So that's something for employers to look at.
And that sounds kind of like the old premium discount program. But in that program, the discounts were much higher.
They were much higher, and the Bureau eliminated the old premium discount. We've eliminated the 10, 15, 20% discounts that we've seen historically. This is more safety related. Again, a 4 to a 7%. If you're in a group rating program, you can have 3% stacked on top of your group. So again, another option to look at. Individual retrospective rating is for really some of our larger employers out there that we would take a look at that's probably paying more than $200,000 in premium, I would say. And last, I would think, is the deductible program, where employers can actually receive 1.5 up to a 26% discount, and we can stack that on top of group if they're willing to pay so much money per claim. And again, a little bit more complicated with all of the options out there, but that's the reason I think we really need to take a look at our third-party administrator as like being a true consultant.
Right.
So.
And one last program that was not mentioned was the self-insurance program.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of employers in the state are really going to qualify for self-insurance, only the very largest employers, but that can be very beneficial for employers as well.
Yes.
So we just want to mention
Yes,
that.
on that one you have to have 500 employees,
Right.
and so just, a lot of employers aren't that large,
Right.
but absolutely a great program to look at. So really, there's truly a lot of options out there. Group mating may be your best alternative, or you might have something that's better out there. You may end up taking a look at Group Retro. Whatever it is, we want to find the best rating program for your company. And as you can see, one size does not fit all. And this is where we come in. We want to evaluate your claims history. What can we do to reduce your claim losses? We're going to look at your payroll. We're going to combine you with the other grocers to find the best program and the fit. Our bottom line is that we want to find the lowest premium, the best group for you, and these options really need to be looked at every year because all of these things change from year to year. So of all the options that are out there, I would say we are looking at group retrospective rating. Those
Certainly
truly
the two most
are the most
powerful programs
and
for
popular
premium
out there.
reduction.
Andre and Terry, thank you. Another issue that I want you to address is my real concern about all the different companies touting their various group rating programs, and some of which are quite misleading. I really feel like some of our people aren't really getting what they've been promised.
Tom, choosing the right group rating program can be a very difficult task for a busy employer, and we know how busy grocers are. Unfortunately, while high savings is important, many employers overlook the quality and the historic performance of a TPA and the cost of administrative fees associated with group rating programs. The performance, size, and resources provided by the group plan administrator are really important for long-term premium reduction and claims management. It's important for an employer to realize that any quote they receive is a projection. There are no guarantees, but this is where an administrator's track record is important. Again, very important to understand that that projection is just that, a projection, and you want to look at the historic results that your third-party administrator has received. Tom, the employers should consider also that the other services that the administrator provides. Sometimes we've seen third-party administrators lowball their initial fee, but then have additions when the claims come in. It's important that professional, full-service third-party administrators include the following in their services. First of all, claims management. That's going to ensure that your company is going to be in a group rating program over time. Rates and underwriting consultations. Are there any mergers or acquisitions that need to be reviewed on behalf of your company? Safety program, again, going to help ensure long-term performance. And then hearing attendance. If there's a dispute between an employer and one of their employees, that should be a part of the service as well.
Well, Andre and Terry, that's exactly why we selected CareWorks to be our third-party administrator. We knew that we needed an organization that had the size and the capacity to provide all of these services and to do so in an effective and a professional manner. You know, we'll soon be starting our second year with CareWorks, having changed our TPA at the beginning of 2010, and I might say for good reason. And I'm here to report that we have not had one complaint this past year from our group members with regard to your service. And when I don't hear anything about somebody's program or service out there, that's really good news. I want to thank Terry and Andre for helping to produce this important segment on workers' compensation, and to thank them and the CareWorks family of companies for all the good work and all that they have done for our members. I couldn't be happier with the decision that we made a year ago. I really mean that. It's been a very good relationship and a very good partnership with CareWorks. My message to all of you is a simple one. Workers' compensation, you all have to have it. And it's our mission and our goal to make sure that we provide you, our members, with all the resources, the information, and certainly the education that we can provide to you to fully complement your lowest possible premium and also your company. Thanks for watching, and until next time, all the best to you and your team.